You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's wife. A bitter Jill to swallow. It's a double whammy from the Americans, a kiss, kiss, bang, bang from the Bidens, snubbing Harry's wife. As already reported on, Harry's wife tried to catch a lift on Air Force One after the Queen's funeral and was told in no uncertain terms, bugger off. But there's even more of a snub. The Mail again reports that prior to the funeral airplane snub, First Lady Jill Biden was also invited to attend Harry's Invictus Games, which later became Harry's wife's Invictus Games. But the idea was killed amid concerns that the royal family may have been offended by her presence there, once again demonstrating that the Biden administration shows a degree of loyalty towards the royal family and certainly puts it ahead of Harry and Harry's wife. The couple, the Mail reports, who had been critical of members of the royal family during their interview with Oprah Winfrey and in Prince Harry's memoir Spare, had tense relations with the royal family when the Queen died. It was another piss-poor attempt by Harry's wife to join forces with the Bidens. A central point of their outreach was the Invictus Games, held in The Hague in the Netherlands in April 2022. It was the first games since the couple had exited the royal family. Prince Harry created the games to honour wounded warriors, and the event had already been a bonding point between Harry and the Bidens, until Harry's wife came along, of course, and attempted to make it all about her. Both Bidens attended the Games when they were held in Canada in 2017, and Jill Biden attended the 2016 Games in Florida. The First Lady wanted to attend the 2022 Games, per a source close to her. She was the mother of a veteran, and through her Joining Forces initiative, was a huge supporter of the military and their families. And she shared her love of the armed forces with Harry, a veteran of Afghanistan. However, British officials, in a working-level conversation, conveyed to National Security Council staff that they thought the idea would land badly, a source said. She wanted to go, a person familiar with the event told dailymail.com of the First Lady, but noted the East Wing was concerned the palace could be hurt if she attended. Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, and his husband, Chasten, led the US delegation instead. At that point, the Duke and Duchess were seen as individuals and not holding any official state standing given their exit from the royal family. After their January 2020 public departure from the royal family, the Sussexes settled in Canada before eventually moving to California. However, they appeared to struggle to find their footing in post-palace life and tried on many hats as they searched for a new role that would suit their desire to make a difference while becoming financially independent. It then talks about the various deals that went bad and then goes on to explain they had staff with political connections. Their spokesperson, Miranda Barbut, worked on President Obama's re-election campaign, and Katie McCormick Lelyveld, who was brought on as a consultant to the Archwell charity, was a former spokesperson for former First Lady Michelle Obama. After the Sussexes' now infamous Oprah interview, their fans, deluded bunch that they are, seemed to agree that the Bidens were sympathetic to Harry's wife and Harry. The day after the interview aired, Jill Biden wore an Oscar de la Renta dress with a lemon pattern to the State Department's International Women of Courage Awards. It was similar to an Oscar de la Renta dress Harry's wife had worn a month before. Twitter saw Jill's outfit as a subtle nod of support to Team Sussex. Now get this, Harry's wife even sent the First Lady a basket of lemons in thanks. Ha! What a quarter wit. You see, Harry's wife reads things that aren't there. I've explained to you before that her magical thinking causes her to believe that all men want to knock her hip out and all women want to be like her, that all women want to dress like her because she's such a fashion icon. And therefore, she wears a dress which has got some lemons on it. And then Jill Biden wears a dress which actually has more lemons on it. In actual fact, looking at the picture, they could be oranges because of the shape. But anyway, putting that to one side, Harry's wife thinks, oh, look, Jill Biden is inspired by my fashion because she's wearing a dress similar to the one that I wore. She clearly saw what I was wearing, realised that I'm very important and a fashion icon, and therefore she's copied me. Yes, the First Lady takes her fashion tips from me, Harry's wife, fashion icon. Believe me, that's the kind of track that's going through Harry's wife's mind. But not only does she deludedly believe that the First Lady is taking fashion tips from her, she then follows it up with the incongruous act of saying, here, thanks very much for copying me, have a basket of lemons. What would you do if you received a basket of lemons from somebody? I'd be tempted to organise for somebody to return and throw them at the fucking idiot. But that again demonstrates the grandiosity and the disconnect that Harry's wife has. Devoid of emotional empathy, what she ends up doing is thinking, oh yes, you've copied me, you've taken your cues from my fashion, and thank you very much, so here's a gift of some lemons. What a trashy gift to provide to somebody. Jill Biden, they probably didn't even give them to Jill Biden. A member of a staff would have thought, who's this? They probably sat there, weren't they? In the post room or wherever it is, or at the gate, and somebody's gone, basket of lemons for the First Lady. Who the fuck are these from? Asked the guard gate. They're from Harry's wife. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, thanks. And probably the guard gate squeezed them or decided that they would slice them up and stick them in their G&T rather than insult the First Lady with such a pretentious and ridiculous gift. I mean, seriously. But it isn't a surprise, of course, when it comes to Harry's wife. And it's another thing to ridicule her for. A gift of lemons because she believes that Jill Biden wore an outfit inspired by her. And, of course, there's the wounding that's caused by the failure of Jill Biden to attend the Invictus Games because Harry's wife thinks that they're good pals. Hey, she follows my fashion. She received a basket of lemons from me. She's a really good friend of mine. She's surely going to support my run at the White House. And then, of course, when she doesn't turn up, Harry's wife is wounded by that failure. Once again, she's not going to contact her and say, oi, Jill, I sent you some lemons. Why the fuck haven't you turned up? She doesn't have the access to do that, and instead she'll have bellyached and doled out pity plays to anybody that would listen. But again, it's not looking good for Harry's wife. She's wounded twice in relation to the Bidens telling her to fuck off, in effect. And, of course, this is part of the drip of information that comes out of the Mail, amongst other news sources. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.